Alright, what's good you guys, it's Hilo here, welcome back to another video on the channel. And as you can see what the title says, we're going to be talking about the first time I tried weed. Now I always found these types of videos pretty interesting, seeing what other people's first time was, their stories, and I thought maybe I should have my own. I was going to save this video for like a personal type vlog kind of thing for my second channel, but it's probably not going to be that long. I'm going to try to keep this as short and sweet as possible because it's probably the same to everybody else's story. And before I actually do get into telling this story, I just would like to say I do not condone underage smoking, but if you do smoke, smoke responsibly, all that fun stuff, yada yada yada. Now I'm not too sure exactly what year it was. I'm pretty sure it was like 2021, I believe, is when I first got into it. Like, I've touched this stuff before. Like, I definitely have been passed a joint or a blunt by somebody, like one of my cousins or something, when I was younger, but like really remember the experience all that well. I was probably like maybe 15, 16, 14 even at the time. But yeah, I want to say 2021, I would have been 17 at the time, so that I'm pretty sure that adds up. Also, let me add this, I never did this shit like during high school or like at all, really. Like, I was not into it at all, like smoking, drinking, vaping, all that stuff. I never really did it. I may have done it once, tried to try it, but I never was like consistent with it because I always had the mindset of like, no, I'm not gonna be that type of person, mind over matter, that stuff. So when I first got started, I started off on like the little pins and shit, like the little cards you screw in, you charge your pin, you puff on that, and it's like you don't have the awful smell of actual fucking pot. There was a friend of mine I know since high school. This was after high school. He like hit me up. It was just random, bro. He's like, hey, you want to buy some cards? And I was like, huh? He's like, yeah, you want to buy some cards? I'm like, you mean like THC shit, right? He's like, yeah, they're like Delta 8 or 9 or something like that. I don't really remember. I threw all of them away. But I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. I said, I'm not super into it. He's like, all right, bro, just let me know. A couple of days went by, and I was like, you know, kind of want to try it. I am curious what it feels like, because I like went into it researching it, and like it still gives you that high, but like I said, it doesn't give you the fucking super ridiculous cough. Like, you're not gonna be coughing your eyeballs off or having to deal with that fucking smell. And at the time, like I said, I was 17. Like, I shouldn't have been doing that shit anyway, but I wanted to hide it. Like, I didn't, want to get caught or anything like that. But I met him at a store which was pretty close to my house. It was real sketchy. Like, I walked to the store, dude, I got in his car, and it was like, I think it was like $35 for the pen and the little like 2 cards to go with it. Not bad. It wasn't bad. I did that, and I was like, at first I was a little bit scared of it. I didn't touch it for a day or so, but I did. After that, I took a draw off of it, and I was like, damn, this shit's not that bad. I think the flavor I had was like sour diesel and like blue raspberry or something like that. I'm pretty sure those are the flavors I started out with. But yeah, I sit there and hit it. I knew like the concept of smoke. I wasn't just sitting there just like sucking it, blowing out. I know you gotta like hold it in your fucking lungs to like for it to do anything. But yeah, I did that, and like I got really fucking high. Like, after a few hits off of that shit was pretty tough. That shit was pretty fucking strong. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It was a pretty good feeling at first. That shit was like, it was crazy because you don't experience it. It's like one of those things that's like mind altering, and it's like, dude, like, this is actually happening. You feel like you're actually fucking floating. You can like, it's just one of those things. If you're a smoker, and your first time, how it feels. But like, it felt at first so relaxing in a way. Like, I felt more confident. I could actually, at the time, say shit that I probably wouldn't say. I could ask a fucking girl out. I'd text a girl without feeling like socially awkward. I could go out in public without feeling socially awkward. Like, it was a nice feeling. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It was a nice feeling. Like, getting high for the first time, your first time getting high, it's phenomenal. Even a couple times after that, as long as you're not as long as you don't make your tolerance go higher and you need more, then it's not gonna feel that great. But like I said, the first time I did it, dude, it was fucking cool. Like, everything around me felt like so bliss. Like, the food I fucking ate, the drinks, dude, it was like phenomenal. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it made, like I said, made food taste better. Like, you could like, I don't know, man. It was like, it's good, but it's also bad. But yeah, I stayed doing that for a while. I went back and forth buying cards, and then I would also buy regular fucking sticky weed. And for some reason, right, I probably got like a I probably got like a weak fucking batch of it, but like I swear, the weed never got me as high as the cars did, and that is strange, because it's the real shit, it's the real bud. It never did as much for me as the cars did. I guess where the cars are more concentrated, I don't know the science behind all that, but like, I enjoyed the cars more than the actual weed. That went on for a while. I ended up building a high tolerance because that's all I would do. I'd smoke it on a daily. Truthfully, I smoked it before I went to bed because like it gave like the best fucking dreams possible, dude. Like if you want to have as close to a what's the word for it? You know, like the dreams you could control it or whatever. Lucid. If you want to have as close to a lucid dream as possible, that will definitely help you get there. I can see why some people definitely need to have it in their system to like if they're stressed out, all that, because it does relieve a lot of that. And that's where it got worse for me. It was all fun in the beginning, but as I was saying, I built a tolerance to that. Like it took me a lot of fucking hits to even feel barely buzzed. It was crazy. Like I was on that shit all the time. Like I wouldn't even get high off of it. If I did, it was like an hour compared to like the few hours I could go to sleep to it. Like it didn't last that long, and it got worse over time. Like I said, I tried shrooms, funny enough, and I am so glad they didn't fucking work with what I'm gonna tell you guys in a bit. But yeah, I got them off some dude. I'm not gonna mention names, but they tasted like fucking dog food. Like I ate them, like the whole thing, stem and all. I ate a few. Like I think I bought an eighth of it, or whatever it's called, and I ate quite a bit of them, and they didn't do anything. I remember I was in a call with my friend on PlayStation at the time. I was like, dude, you're gonna have to sit, trip sit me through this, cause I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a lot stronger than fucking weed. Like I know that. Like I'm supposed to be having like a spiritual awakening or some shit when I do this. We sat up for like 4 hours after I ate them. Not a fucking thing happened. I'm pretty sure the dude just like bought like a Walmart bag of regular ash mushrooms and like put them in a dehydrator or some stupid shit like that and just ripped me off. Cause like after the shrooms, I tried fucking edibles for the first time as well. Like the gummy edibles. I went to a shop and just fucking got it. They at first they didn't hurt me that bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. The first time I had them, I think it was like 500 milligrams in total. There's like 10 little gummies, 500 milligrams, 50 a piece. At the time, I didn't understand all that. I ate quite a bit out of that fucking bag. I ate like 5, 6, and it was I just fucking slept for like 2 days straight. Like I didn't feel bad. I was like super fucking tired. And funny enough, there's a picture of it on my mom's like Facebook. You could tell I was fucking zoned. I was zooted out of my fucking mind. It's so funny. If I can find it, I will probably post it here in this video somewhere. But dude, it wasn't that bad the first time, right? And then it went maybe a couple weeks later, a month later, I went to the same store, got some again, and it fucked me up. I ate the whole bag that time, or I ate close to the whole bag, maybe 8 out of the 10. I didn't eat the whole 10, maybe 7 or 8, give or take. It's traumatizing. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, dude, I had PTSD from that shit forever. Laugh at me all you want, but I did. That shit was fucking crazy. Yeah, I ate them. So it's like 350 to like 400 milligrams of just THC. That was gummies. And I remember exactly when it hit too. You know, like the memes, it's like, oh, these edibles ain't shit. I said that, and then fucking, it hit me like a fucking freight train. When it hit too, me and my friends were playing a game. I was on the game, you know, sitting in my chair, and I was like, dude, I gotta fucking piss or something like that. I went to the bathroom because like everything started feeling woozy. Like at first I thought I was gonna puke a little, so I went to the bathroom. I just sat there for a while. Like I was like, dude, pull me out of this. I don't want this. This is not fun. Please pull me out of it. You're not out of. This was out of body. The edibles, I was out of fucking body. I probably didn't exist on this earth for a few fucking days. Like I was that just gone, and it was so fucking scary. Like it was not enjoyable, like at all. And like I said, I remember being on, like, you know, fully clothed, like the toilet seat was down, like I wasn't naked or anything, like ass cheeks to fucking like the carpet part of the toilet seat. No, I was just like sitting there, just like shaking and fucking shivering. I had to put a hoodie on, all that fun stuff, and I was scared, like, to tell my fucking dad at the time, because like I didn't want him to know that I did that shit, but like I should have at the time. I'm sure he would have understood. He would have understood. But like, after that, I got out of the bathroom. I went straight to my bed. Like I couldn't stand up. I did not know what the fuck was happening. Like I saw the world around me. Like I felt like I was playing an overhead shooter, like old Metal Gear Solid shit. Like I'm over myself, watching myself do this shit. But yeah, I laid in my bed. I didn't fucking move. And I remember texting my friend. I was like, dude, what's happening? Because like he was like super heavy into this shit. It's a different friend. I haven't heard from him a bit, but he's super into like smoking, drinking, all that. I was like, dude, what's happening? He's like, bro, you're greening out. Just calm down, chill. And I was like, dude, I'm dying, man. I'm fucking dying, bro. It's like, am I all right, dude? Hello, are you real? Am I real? What, like, are we actually talking to each other right now? Like, it was nuts. It was insane. Like, I was a part of that fucking bed. I was past that. I was the bed. But no, it was so crazy. Because, like, I could, like, it felt like I was playing my life in a fucking video game. Like, that's the best way to put it. And funny enough, another thing I remember is, alright, you guys know when you search something up on Google, like, on an iPhone or something, if you've already been to that website, it, like, darkens the color of, like, this website you clicked on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you click on it, if you've already been there, it darkens it, like the text or whatever. I was on repeat going to different websites over and over and over in a loop, which felt like forever, Googling, what is wrong with me? Am I going to be okay? Am I real? Is this real? And, like, I zoned out. Like, I came to self. Like, mid-reading a thing, I was like, what the fuck? I'm reading this. And I was, like, still zoned in my fucking mind. I was like, I'm reading this right now. I was like, what? I never Googled that shit. Alright, that makes it worse. Because, like, I read so much shit saying, like, oh, yeah, some side effects. You can cause, what's it called? You can become a schizo. It's like, dude, no, don't tell me this. Be comforting, asshole. Don't tell me I'm going to become a schizophrenic because of this. But, dude, it was nuts. Like, this, I swear to you, this, like, I stayed in bed for 3 days, not moving, barely fucking eating. Like, like, dude, I was dead. Like, the worst thing I can say out of that entire thing, I wouldn't have cared to be in bed the whole time. I wouldn't have cared of, like, derealization or whatever. I wouldn't care. It was losing the feeling of my fucking tongue and feeling everything in my body. I could feel the spit, like the saliva I'd swallow. I could feel it going down my fucking neck and going into my stomach. I felt that shit. Like, the tongue was the worst because, like, I didn't know my tongue was there, and it felt like at any moment I was going to fucking swallow it. But you can't. It's not possible to swallow your tongue. Like, it's not. All right, it's not possible. But, like, that's what I thought, and it was so fucking scary. Like, everything I ate, everything I drank, I felt fucking body parts that I didn't know I could feel in my life. Like, I felt my insides, bro. Like, that shit was nuts. Like, it's an experience, yeah. It's an experience, maybe you would want to try that, but it's an experience that I don't want to ever fuck with again. And that's something that put me off of weed hella hard. That put me off of it. Because, like, in fact, I still use the cars and stuff after that happened. And I just, people say it helps with anxiety and stress. That made my anxiety worse. Because every time I would smoke it, my anxiety would rise to the roof, and I would get fucking scared that would happen again. And sometimes it would. Like, I remember another time I smoked regular weed, and I felt the same way. Like, I was about to fucking die. Dude, I'm too high. I need to come down. And it was not fun. It was not a fun trip at all. And, like, it was bad. And that's what made me quit. I quit. I haven't smoked in almost 2 years, I believe. It's going to be coming up on 2 years. And that's something I will never fuck with again. And whenever I was coming off of it, I remember it. Like, you can say what you want. Weed is an addiction. Yeah, you can comment down below and say, like, oh no, weed's not an addiction. Well, quit. Quit right now. Put it down. Don't smoke it again. Just quit. Exactly. You can't, because it's an addiction. Oh, but this isn't. No, weed is an addiction. That's a fucking myth. Weed is addicting. because why would you keep doing it and cough your fucking lungs out of your head and have to take hit after hit after hit just to feel a tiny bit of high? That's an addiction, alright? I don't care what you say, it's an addiction. But I swear it also has withdrawals, because after I quit, I would still feel high, because I remember I was working with my dad still. We would go to work, and like, I couldn't sit still. I couldn't be still or be alone, because I would freak the fuck out. I couldn't play video games at all. Like, I'm pretty sure it's anxiety mixed with something, but like, I couldn't sit still, because like, I would freak the fuck out. My mind would race. I couldn't focus on one thing, and this lasted for months after I quit. Like, I swear, I don't think I felt better till like maybe 6 months to a year after I fully quit, and that's not good. Like, I'm glad that I don't feel that at all, and I will never touch weed again. I don't give a fuck. Like, you couldn't pay me $100,000 right now to smoke it again like that, or take those edibles. No, fuck that shit. I don't know. Maybe I got laced or something, but it was not fun. Like, it was not fun at all. Being in that mindset of just doing weed like that makes you wonder and like really think how people who do like very hard shit, like I believe I can say this on YouTube, like METH, amphetamines. It makes you wonder the people who are doing that, what they're fucking going through in their head. Because if that little shit made me feel unreal and then like I was non-existent, dude, those motherfuckers are I don't know. Imagining that like 100 times worse. It's fucking crazy, and it puts me like off of doing that shit. Like, I wouldn't do it anyway. Like, weed as far as I've ever went, drug wise. You can say, oh, weed's not a drug. It's a fucking drug. Okay, you're just doing that to cope with yourself. If you do, it's a drug. All right. I don't care what you say. Anything that alters your fucking mind is a drug. But it was an experience. You live and you learn from it. I'm thankful that no long-term effects have happened from it. I'm glad I never tried to go farther, like getting the next high. I'm glad it stopped me from chasing that next high, hardcore shit after weed, because I was the same. I was like, the typical pothead, like, oh, dude, it's just weed, man. Like, it's not a gateway drug, dude. It doesn't do this. It's not a drug, man. Like, it is. And it is a gateway drug, because if you get heavy on it, like I said, at one point, you will build a tolerance so high that weed's not going to affect you. And what are you going to do when that happens? You need the next high. And what else is going to do that? Some other hardcore shit. I learned my lesson. And I cringe at myself seeing old videos like that. Like, if I'm high or stoned, or like the podcast episode I did with for Joe on the Forgotten Podcast. I hate myself in that so much. If I could go back in time, I would slap the shit on myself. The only thing I do now is enjoy a nice fucking rum or a whiskey or a bourbon. So every now and then, or like once in a while. But yeah, that's my story on weed, and my first time and my fucking last. So if you guys did go to enjoy that story, please let me know that in the comments, and let me know your first time when you tried weed. Are you still doing it? Like, do you have a reason to do it? Let me know. Like, I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm just saying it's not for me. You don't have to do it. Like, it's all mind over matter type shit. Like, you don't need it, I promise. But if you want some more story type videos like this, let me know down in the comment section below, and hit that subscribe button and leave it a like. It's free. If you don't like it or you want to unsubscribe, you can do that later if you don't like my content. And it's been Hilo, guys. Later.